Hey there, you, me, and DC fans, and welcome if you are new. I am the stepson of Krypton,
I am Mantis.
and today we are discussing Chris Pratt and his possibility of joining the DCU. Mantis, are you ready to get on into the discussion?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. All right, guys. For those of you who remember a couple of videos ago, we did talk about Chris Pratt briefly, possibly playing one of my favorite characters, Booster Gold.
Apparently, one of
And
our viewers' favorite characters too, because that video got a lot of views.
that did. That really did. So it was great to see that there's more Booster Gold fans out there that think it's an injustice that we've only gotten to really see him a handful of times, and one time in live action that I know of, and that was in Smallville. If there's another time, let me know because fuck, I would have wanted to see it. Uh, and we had discussed, and it was literally like the day after I put out that video that Glenn Powell, the other person that was named to possibly playing Booster Gold, who I also thought would do great, came out and said if he joins the DCU, there's only one character he wanted to play, and it wasn't Booster Gold. So that leaves the door open for Chris Pratt to potentially play Booster Gold. But interestingly enough, he did visit the set of Superman.
Yeah, like you were talking about, Cal, we'd previously discussed Chris Pratt on a video, just remindly on the Booster Gold stuff, and that was the big rumor at the time. And again, it's not far-fetched that James Gunn would invite Chris to the set of Superman. They're filming Superman right now in Cleveland. I don't know where Chris Pratt lives, but I know. Well, I mean, we all know that Chris Pratt has worked with James Gunn via the Guardians of the Galaxy in the Marvel side of the house. So, they know each other well. They know how to work together, and I'm sure still good friends from those movies. And, James Gunn said, "Hey, why don't you come on over? You can hang out at the set, and see what we're doing and see if it's something that you may want to do." I mean, I'm assuming that's what it was. I'm assuming James Gunn invited him and Chris didn't just show up, although I don't think it would have mattered. I think there's certain people that could just kind of show up on set and people are like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." Chris, although I was looking this up before we jumped on the video, was what I was looking at when you were doing your off the screen as well. I was trying to find, because I know Chris he's not a lefty. Let's put it that way. He's not a crazy left liberal leaning person in Hollywood. He's more of the Tim Allen.
The Bill of Rights says I can do this wherever I want to do this. It's a miracle we're not speaking British right now.
Type of person. So those types of people, they're not very vocal in Hollywood, but when they do, they kind of get blackballed and shunned, which is kind of what happened to Chris a couple years ago. Kind of speaking out about his religion and how he lives his life. He's very outdoorsy, lives on a ranch and whatnot, farm, I don't know. So it just, but as you can tell, through video or through his movies, through some interviews that he's done, pretty down-to-earth dude, pretty nice guy. So I wouldn't be far-fetched that he just shows up on set and James Gunn's like, "Hey buddy, what's up? Let's get some beers. By the way, take a look at this shot. Maybe you want to jump in on a scene or two. We got a spare suit around here for you. Oh, look at that. It's a Booster Gold uniform. How'd that get in the trailer?"
That's going to be our next spoiler we're going to be doing a video on.
Yeah.
Because he's probably just sitting there in the director chair, and I imagine Chris sitting right next to him. He's like, "Hey, you know who you should play?"
Well, there is a picture that James Gunn, and I'm sure you can throw it up on the video that he put, and it's him watching. I don't know if it's playback. It must have been pre-recorded scenes or shots or something, and you can see James Gunn standing there. He's watching it, and then a couple seats behind him, Chris Pratt sitting in his seat, taking a peek at what they got. So, but anyway, there was from this article, at least from IGN, the reporter from IGN, their website had this article on it, and there's some quotes in there from Chris Pratt from the set. So this is not old; this is new quotes from him. And he said he would love to join the DCU. Some other quotes that he said: "I just have to leave that to the fans and people like James to decide. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not truly sure." Which, to me, he wants to do it. there's rumors out there, and normally rumors don't just spring up unless it's been mentioned, I feel like, by that person, especially in the case of Chris Pratt. So, he's again quoted as saying, if it fit into my schedule and it made sense, I would love it. He threw a bone to the MCU crowd as well, saying he loves playing Star-Lord and what, and if there's a chance he could come back and do that, he would totally do that as well. But, it's clear that he does want to, explore his relationship with James Gunn in the DCU side of things as well. So some pretty cool stuff.
I think, it's kind of interesting when you think about, like, again, James Gunn has worked with Chris for many, on the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. They built that relationship, and now he's, coming onto the set of James Gunn's, like, not only like just a movie. It's not like it's just some movie James Gunn's doing.
Right.
It's the birth of an entire franchise. It's the birth of the DCU. Yeah. And, when you kind of think about his run in Marvel and playing Star-Lord again, like, they had their 3 movies. I don't foresee, like, them making a 4th Guardians of the Galaxy. And to be honest, I don't know what a character like Star-Lord would do in Secret Wars, right? You're going to have all these ultra powerful characters. Basically the Guardians of the Galaxy aren't really going to fare well against the Beyonder and all of, bringing in Fantastic Four, X-Men, all of these ultra powerful guys. And really the Guardians, other than Groot, are all just, regular people. They don't have special powers.
Well,
so
now Star-Lord, he doesn't have powers, right? But he was a son of a demigod or a celestial, right? Or something, right?
Yes, he is.
But
he
doesn't have
half celestial. Well, he kind of did, and then it's like, of course, once he kills Ego, it's like they go away.
Then,
right.
So
way to get rid of that one line of dialogue. Yeah, as we say many times here on the channel, it's like most of the time they clear that up, and it's like we just don't talk about it again.
I just bury it down inside,
bury it deep down in there, and never bring it up again.
So yeah, you saw
come from Ego. Or other.
You saw Ego being able to help him realize his power, but then it kind of goes away when Ego dies. So who knows? Like, I don't know if they've if they kind of are going to ever touch on that again, or like I said, if he's kind of done as his time in Star-Lord, be the perfect time to hop on over to the DC side of things and see how things run a little differently.
Yeah, and it's not say, okay, he's already got the role of Booster if he wants it, or that's what James Gunn is thinking of putting him as. He could be, there's multiple characters in the DCU they haven't cast yet. And necessarily doesn't even have to be involved. Obviously, it's not involved with Superman movie, because he would have already been cast because they're filming. So this would be for another character that's not included in this movie, and play another. It could be another Lantern. It could be Booster in just his own movie. It could be, who knows? There's plenty of, yeah.
They're doing the series first on Booster. He could. I don't know. It's a weird kind of a thing. Like, I'm looking at his list over here on things that he's got upcoming, and like the Terminal List. I guess they have it as a TV series. He's in.
Yeah,
one
we talked
episode.
about that. Yeah. Wait, that's the wrestling one, right? Or is that
the Terminal List? Thing? I think that's a different one.
Okay, so there was that. I know there was wrestling when he was looking at. Or no, that's Stephen Amell. Holy crap! I'm mixing him and Stephen Amell up. Ignore me.
We are going to ignore you for that, because I don't know how you mix those two up. But no, that was like the Amazon Prime. Like, he was the special forces guy, I think. So because it's kind of weird. You always kind of think like there's, at least in my opinion, you don't see as many actors that are doing big movies, but then are also doing TV series unless they tie in. Usually it's kind of like you have the TV actors and then you have the movie, actors. And then it's like they may transition from one to another, but usually they don't have both going on at the same time, because TV series, typically are so much more demanding as far as film schedule. A little easier when it's an Amazon Prime series and it's only say 6 or 8 episodes versus the guy you mixed him up for, Stephen Amell, when you had to film 23 and 24 episodes, that kind of takes your years gone. Like you spend all
Oh
like
yeah.
8-9 months doing filming for those. So
not to mention if you're doing what is it, the one the Captain America or the Falcon movie or whatever they're doing right now on the MCU side that's been reshot like 3 times, and it's costing them over, what was it, 3 billion? I don't know what the numbers were. It's not important to this video, but the reshooting stuff again is crazy, and hopefully, at least with the Superman and the way James Gunn, I'm not sure if his directing is good enough or the writing that he's doing on this is good enough to where they're not going to have to do massive reshoots. Hopefully not, because obviously that prolongs when the movie releases, and it's more likely that it's garbage, as we have seen with other DCU movies like Justice League or whatnot. So bad things can happen when that occurs.
Yeah, the unless it's just like hey, the shot didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. Reshoots usually have kind of that bad connotation of like, oh, we reshot it, and it's like either you reshot it to fix something, or sometimes you reshoot it and it could go the other way and get worse.
Test
right?
audience, the test audiences just hated it, and now we got to redo everything, right? Like,
yeah. And make it longer, and maybe maybe we have to take a mustache out. Maybe we don't. We don't know. So,
oh god, it's so bad.
Definitely interesting to think about Chris Pratt coming over to the DCU playing Booster Gold, because that's who, like, in my mind, and that's why we did the previous video on Booster and talked about Chris Pratt. I could definitely see him playing. I think he could bring a lot to the character, and he could bring a lot to DC. So
and fans agree. Fans are pretty in agreement with that. That's not a hot take at all.
Well, so and you saying that, his quote saying that if James Gunn wants him and if the fans want it, right? Well, we kind of feel like, again, James isn't going to let you just sit there on the set of his movie that's starting this massive franchise if he probably doesn't have an idea for you being in there. That's why he's like, again, get that interest going, be like, hey, you're watching this. Hey, you're going to be a part of this universe, kind of building the excitement and getting him interested. And then again, that gets the fans on his side, because now we're all like, fuck yeah, get him in there, play Booster Gold. So I definitely foresee him being in the series, in the universe, the DCU. Whether he'll be Booster Gold or not, I think it would. Like, I think it would be the best move for him, but what the fuck do I know, right?
No, I agree. I think there's a lot of smoke here for there to be no fire. So I agree. I think it's probably going to happen. Who knows if it'll be Booster Gold, but I think he'll be involved in some way in the next couple of years, for sure.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. Getting right in there. So let us know what you guys think, though. Are you excited that if he is completely done with Marvel? And I guess it's not to say you can't do both, as long as they're not going to be petty and say, well, you can't, it's in his contract, you can't work for, and go do DC movies while you're doing Marvel. But if he is done with Marvel, would you like to see him come to the DCU? Do you think he should continue to play Star-Lord, or are you going to be excited if there's another Guardians of the Galaxy movie? Let us know what you think. I'd be curious to see if it's just me being crazy.
No, I mean, he said it too. He loves that character and thinks there's still some mileage left to play on him. Now, whether it fits in the overarching story that Marvel's doing, who knows? But I think him having this as kind of a secondary thing is a good move, by the way, as well. So,
but I know with Bob Iger, we've done a couple of videos where we've talked about them kind of pruning a lot of things at Marvel to only release a very limited number. It's 3 movies and 2 TV shows a year right now, so I don't know that maybe another Guardians of the Galaxy could have been in the works, and now it's just they're going to say no, we're going to nix those things because we wanted to make Captain Marvel. So
hey, we all make terrible
Captain
decisions, even them. So yeah.
Thank you, the Marvels. Now we don't get a Guardians of the Galaxy 4. So, all right, guys. Mantis, do you have anything else?
Nope. I just want to say thanks again for all the viewers. Make sure you like and subscribe, all the fun stuff, but also because this is also kind of in line with the Superman stuff we've been doing several videos of set photos and rumors coming from the filming of Superman, James Gunn's first live action piece hitting from the new DCU. So make sure you stay tuned. Keep us favored or followed or whatever it is, so you can know when we release the videos for this type of stuff. Because again, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out of Superman the movie, filming, editing, all that stuff. So should be lots of content in that.
It'd be nice if we were your favorites. Like if
it would be.
If you want it to be, we can be. But definitely, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. He's going to show you where. Okay, right there. And then the little bell notification, all that boring bullshit. I know you guys probably are sick of hearing people say that way. Are you frozen, or is it just you're holding it there?
Frozen.
Because
I'm fucking with you.
Because you were actually frozen a little bit before that. That probably will come out in the wash there. But so I was just making sure. All right, guys. That'll wrap it up for this episode of You, Me, and DC. Until next time, we will see you then.
Later.